guys, welcome back. Spring is here. I am so excited for the warm weather. So here in New England, it has been just like feeling so good. So this week I want to talk about kind of dating, relationship, stuff like that, because let's be honest, it's spring, love is in the air. Before we get into this week's video, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to click on subscribe down below. We are also doing a membership now here on YouTube, which I am super excited about. So if you are interested in gaining a lot of information in order to really learn how to heal and rebuild your life, work on your confidence, manifestation, self-development, all of the good stuff, I want you to click down below. All the information is there on the different levels and tiers that you can register for. So this week I want to focus on what is the number one thing that all women need in relationships. And fellas, you may need this too, but for women, for us, this is just the most significant thing that we're always looking for, no matter who we're dating. The problem that happens for us ladies, let's raise our hand and just say, okay, we've messed up in the past, and clearly there's some stuff that we need to work on within ourselves. But the thing that messes us up with this number one thing that we all look for in relationships is trauma. Because we have been through dysfunctional programming, because we've witnessed dysfunction ourselves, because we've experienced relationships where it doesn't have to be romantic relationships, where we've been disappointed, we've been betrayed, we've been let down. We have this belief, and this belief is really what's dictating who we pick in relationships. The other really significant problem is that we have absolutely no idea that we have these traumas, that we have these wounds, and that we're kind of like living our life, and these wounds are really dictating all aspects of our life, not just our romantic partners and who we pick. Now, these traumas are affecting our life in a number of ways. We might be suffering from anxiety, from panic attacks, from depression, from OCD, from manipulation or ways that we can be manipulating, our controlling tendencies, our defense mechanisms, all of these things. We may feel really insecure. We may be afraid to actually let ourselves be happy. We might be afraid to let people in and see us in an emotional way. We might fear being vulnerable with another person. So you have all of this going against you, and now you have these walls up, whether you know them or not. I had no idea in my 20s that I had walls up. I really had no idea. Like, I thought I was open to relationships. I thought I was comfortable with my own self. But the truth was, there were so many things that I hadn't really even acknowledged or processed or dealt with. I had no idea that I had faulty programming. I had no idea that I was coming from any amount of fear or insecurity. No idea whatsoever. I thought I was just picking good people. And not to say that the people were purposely bad, but they were wounded themselves and they had absolutely no idea. So you have one wounded person and another wounded person coming together in a dysfunctional, unhealthy relationship. The unfortunate part is that I didn't realize any of this. You probably didn't realize any of this until we all will hit a significant amount of pain. Once you hit that level of pain, then the gloves are off, everything changes, because you start to really open your eyes to not only other people, but also yourself. When you hit that level of pain, and then here comes the next really big kind of eye-opening thing that you have to go through is once you learn about other people, you cannot blame anyone else. You have to start taking responsibility for yourself. So if you're kind of out and about living your life and you don't realize that, wow, I'm not the healthiest, wow, I'm a little dysfunctional, wow, I have these wounds. If you don't know any of this, then you're going to avoid people and situations, or you're going to cling to people and situations, and both are kind of like defense mechanisms because you're unhealed. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because if you are not aware of any of these things within yourself, then this number one thing that you're really looking for, that we're all looking for, whether we know it or not, is going to weigh so heavily on you. It's going to weigh so heavy on you that you are either going to project onto people. You will want them just to give you everything that you've ever needed because of that void, because of this thing that you desperately need. So this thing we all need, but we either need it in a healthy way or an unhealthy way. And if you're wounded, obviously it's going to be coming from an unhealthy way, meaning you are going to project or you are going to put up walls. Because when you're wounded and you're unhealed and you're not healthy, you cannot see things clearly. And this is when you make bad choices. So here's the number one thing that every woman needs in a relationship. All women, drum roll please, want to feel safe. Now, what does feeling safe actually mean in a relationship? There are three things that feeling safe in a relationship really means. It means that you feel secure, it means that you feel protected, and it means that you feel respected. So because she needs these three things, I'm going to clearly define the most important aspects of feeling safe. And for me, I was like clinging to this. First off, I had absolutely no idea that this is what I was like really searching for, because I didn't feel safe with myself. I wasn't validating myself. I wasn't protecting myself. I wasn't respecting myself. I didn't support myself. I was either judging myself, dumping on myself. I had negative self-talk. There was all of these things going on. And because I wasn't doing that for myself, I wanted someone to do it for me. And when you want something really badly, and here's the thing, you will always need something badly when you are not giving it to yourself. So if you are not giving it to yourself, then you will need it really desperately. And that's where you make bad decisions. That's where the minute someone does something nice for you, it's like, oh my God, you're the best thing in the whole world. The standard isn't too high, because you're just looking for any little bit of something that's gonna fill your tank. Because remember, the tank's empty because you don't fill it either. So if you fill it, then when you fill your tank, then that's the basis that you go off of when you go out into the world. When you're healthy, you understand this concept too, that no one's ever going to be able to fully fill that tank the way you do, because that's not anyone's sole job in life, is to fill your tank. Now, when we talk about safety in relationship, we do mean not just emotional safety, but obviously physical safety. We want to make sure that we are in environments that are not dysfunctional, no one's putting their hands on us, all of those things. When we talk about emotional safety, we're talking about being able to express ourselves without criticism, judgment, or rejection. That means that I can tell you my thoughts, my feelings, my vulnerabilities, my weaknesses, the things that make me feel insecure, and you're not going to do any of those three things. It involves knowing that your partner is going to listen to you and understand. And the only way someone can really understand is when they have empathy, and someone that will support you while you are going through what it is that you're going through. Not someone that just always comes in and solves your problems and tries to save the day, but someone that will just be there for you while you are going through something. The best thing that every woman needs when she is going through something, when she's having a bad day, anything that's really difficult, honestly, is a hug. If you hug a woman when she is on the verge of a meltdown, she will melt like you have no idea, because all in that moment she needs is for that weight to be lifted. It's not that she needs the problem to be solved. It means that she needs the weight to be lifted from her emotionally so she can actually break down. That's what I mean by emotional security. Trust is a really big thing, and I don't just mean trusting your partner that they're not going to go off and cheat on you. Obviously, that's very important in a relationship, and you're not going to feel safe in a relationship if you feel like your partner is or could possibly do that, meaning they've either done it in the past or they've done things that give you this assumption or maybe a belief that they could possibly do it. Maybe they're being too flirtatious, et cetera, et cetera. But trust in a relationship in terms of safety really has to do with, do you really trust your partner's intentions? Do you trust their honesty is coming from a pure and good place and not coming from a controlling place or a place where they think they know what's best for you? It also means that you trust that they will keep their promise, that they are reliable, and that they are consistent. Consistency is a huge aspect of all relationships, but it is something that a healthy woman is really looking at. For me, I didn't care about your words. I didn't care about any of that stuff. I cared about your actions, and then what was the consistency in those actions. So if your actions were absolutely amazing this time, great, that's amazing. Good job. Were you consistent with that? Consistency is the key to seeing who a person actually is. This is their character based on what they're doing time and time again. For years, when I've talked about relationships, I've always stressed the importance of respect in a relationship. And respect is a really key thing, because if you don't respect your partner, you're not going to trust them, you're not going to communicate in a healthy way, you're going to get defensive. Like, trust is definitely at the top of the list. But trust is under the umbrella of safety. When you feel safe with someone, then you trust and you have respect for this person. So you have respect for them, which means I'm going to always show you kindness and empathy. I'm going to respect your opinions. I'm going to respect your boundaries. I'm going to respect what you have to say, even if I don't agree with it. I don't have to agree with it. I just have to respect that that is how you feel, or that is what you need. When you respect someone, then you have open communication. Like, you can communicate anything to your partner and you will be heard, you will be validated, you will be seen. That's what strengthens your relationship emotionally. It's what rebuilds trust in relationships, is you not trying to control your partner and tell them how they should feel, or that they shouldn't feel this anymore, or this is what they should do. There's no controllingness in this. It is just about two people having mutual respect for each other. Now, when we're going through this list, there's a reason why one thing is coming after the other. Because if you have all of these things that we've already talked about, and you're good at these things, when you have conflicts in your relationship, you don't have World War III. You don't have these disagreements. Like, you may have fights where it's like, okay, I'm just really in my feelings right now, or I'm kind of stuck in my ego and I can't really move past this, but these are not things that are going to really make or break your relationship. When you're able to do these things, then you resolve conflict really easily and it doesn't escalate. Because the reason why conflict even happens to begin with is because someone does not feel seen, they don't feel heard, and they don't feel validated. So if they're not getting those things, then there's going to be this like push-pull in this conversation with this person. And if you don't have open communication, if you don't really trust this person, if you don't feel safe around this person, then everything's gonna blow up. When you feel safe in a relationship, your partner, friend, whoever is your cheerleader. They are your support system. They are rooting for you. They want you to succeed. They are not intimidated by you. That means you feel comfortable to grow and to change and to have goals and to aspire for new things. Like, you are both evolving nicely together. When you don't feel safe in a relationship, you could be with one person who maybe doesn't want you to shine as bright as them, or you're with someone who just quite frankly doesn't want you to shine at all because they don't want to shine either. Like, they're living in their own dysfunction, they're wounded, their insecurities, all of that stuff, and they're just keeping you down rather than you kind of like aspiring for more for yourself. Here's the kicker: when a woman does not feel safe in a relationship, like, she will put walls up. She's gonna start getting defensive. She's gonna turn into the alpha female where she's not gonna give you any room to like lead her or guide her. She's gonna have absolutely no emotion. She's gonna be emotionally distant. She is not going to be able to express herself and tell you what it is that she really wants from you, because she has a belief, maybe it's from the past, or maybe it's from you and you showing her that you're just not reliable, you're not consistent, and you're not going to do the things that you say that you're going to do. So she's going to get defensive. She's going to avoid intimacy altogether, because a woman is not wanting to be physically intimate with you when she doesn't feel safe around you. Now, if a woman does feel safe around you and you guys have this really healthy, great relationship, physical intimacy is going to be amazing. But if not, then she's just going to be super independent. She's going to be closed off, and she's probably, if she's really unhealthy, she's going to start jumping ship. Rather than facing the music and facing how she actually feels, and maybe even facing the fact that this relationship is just not good for her, she is going to either jump ship, or she's going to just kind of like shut down completely in the relationship. Now, I'm not saying any of these things kind of like scare you off and say, okay, I'm clearly not doing my part and my girlfriend or wife is like completely shutting down and it's my fault. No, because remember what I said, if she's healthy, she is not going to shut down. She might be distant. She might, start getting a little defensive. She might be doing some things for sure. But if she's healthy, she is going to face the music. She is not going to just completely put up walls and not own the fact that she just doesn't feel safe in the relationship. She's not going to be afraid to have these difficult conversations with you. But chances are she's not going to be that healthy woman, because if she was, she probably wouldn't even have gone this far in the relationship with you if she was truly healthy and connected to herself and giving herself all the things that she needs, and she was healed. Because a healed woman would not even find any of these things attractive, which means she wouldn't have gotten this far in the relationship if she was actually healed and healthy. Now, if I'm talking to all my ladies that are single and working on themselves, this is the thing that you're really looking for when you are out there dating. And the only way you will be able to spot whether or not you feel safe with a person is two things. One, do you feel safe with you? Are you parenting yourself? Do you really feel healthy in your own skin? And number two, are you willing to wait while you are dating to see the consistent pattern that this person has? And do you feel healthy enough to acknowledge and bring up when these things are not happening in your relationship and how to actually get the relationship where you want it to be? And again, is this person willing to do their part in order to have the relationship that maybe you both say that you really want? Those are the big golden nuggets that I want you to kind of like absorb from this video. So I hope you did enjoy this video. Please click the links down below, check out all my information, go follow me on social, Instagram, Facebook. We also have a Facebook membership group as well. I will link that down below. I wish you all the best. Believe me, watch this again, take some notes, and I'll see you in the next video.